Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm giving you a delicious glimpse into my gluten-free day of eats. Let's dive in and get inspired. My name is Sharon McCaskill. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist teaching you to live gluten-free without the stress. This video is a what I eat in a day video. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you how my day goes. I have a little bit planned to do today. I am meeting a friend for coffee at one point. I have to run my girls to dance after school and some other things. Hopefully this video will show you that you can live a life with some food variety. I'm hoping to show you some really super simple, easy meals for when you're on the go, when you have rushed dinner and hungry kids. And I also really hope this video shows you also that just because you're gluten-free does not mean you need to eat the exact same way as everybody else. In this video, you will see my husband, who has refractory celiac disease, eats very different than me. I do not have to medically eat gluten-free. I do not totally eat gluten-free when we go out. I don't really worry about eating gluten-free necessarily, especially if I'm not with my husband. I do not require my children to eat gluten-free. They do not medically need to be gluten-free, but we do try to keep our house as gluten-free as possible to minimize the risk of cross-contact. My children do eat some gluten at home, pretty much cereal, and then they pack regular bread in their lunches. But we are very vigilant about keeping that separate from all of my husband's food. All of our meals and stuff that we cook are gluten-free just because I find it to be easier. You'll see that he eats pretty differently than I do at a lot of times, partially because I'm a vegetarian and I also eat dairy-free. I do need to be dairy-free, especially with like overt milk, cheese, things like that. So I hope this video really inspires you that there can be a lot of variety and you can eat a lot of different things. So yeah, I hope that comes across in this video. This video is not because the registered dietitian eats this way, I need to eat this way. Variety is really important, and eating a lot of different things is really important. And just because one person needs to eat a certain way does not mean another person needs to eat a certain way. So if you are medically gluten-free, then that is your priority and that is what needs to be kept to. And everything else is going to be up to your personal taste, your personal preference, the time you have, and the availability of foods where you are. So I start every day out with a cup of coffee, and that's what I am going to do now, is drink my coffee before I have to go upstairs and wake up my kids for school. What are you eating for breakfast?
Well, I'm having Oatmeal crispy rice, which is gluten-free Rice crispy kind of knockoff.
It is gluten-free. I actually have a whole guide on my website on gluten-free Rice Krispies.
And then I have coffee, some half and half. So
that's breakfast?
Mm-hmm. At least today.
Sounds good. Will you eat second breakfast after you take the kids to school?
Maybe. Depends on how I feel.
You usually do, don't you?
Sometimes.
Yeah. My husband just left to take my kids to school, so now I'm gonna make my breakfast. I have some leftover canned pumpkin for making pumpkin bread this weekend, so I'm gonna use that in some oatmeal. I am starting with, I don't know, about 2/3 cup of oats. If you are medically gluten-free, you should use not just gluten-free oats, but they should definitely be certified. And I go one step further to say that you should use what we call purity protocol oats. This is gluten-free prairie. These oats are grown, processed, and packaged in a 100% gluten-free facility. So there's no chance of them really coming into contact with anything containing gluten. Oats are naturally gluten-free, and you'll see oats listed in a lot of gluten-free recipes, but oats are grown in fields with wheat or barley or rye, other grains typically, or even if they're grown separately, which is not likely unless, like I said, they're gluten-free oats. Then they're processed in facilities with other grains. Some companies that create gluten-free oats do what they call mechanical sorting. There's been a lot of studies, you can look them up, on mechanical sorting of oats versus oats that are grown in a purity protocol. I will personally, for straight up oats or oat flour, only use purity protocol oats. And again, that means that they're not mechanically sorted to be separated from grains, but they're free from gluten containing grains through the whole process. I can post some more research on that, but that's the stance that I take for my family. If there's a item and you're reading labels and it has oats in the label, I avoid it unless that product is certified gluten-free. So if it's certified gluten-free, that means it's gone through third-party testing, and I trust that mixed product to meet the standard of gluten-free. If it is pure oats, I only use purity protocol. Yeah, that's kind of my standard. So anyways, we're starting with oats here. I'm gonna add some chia seeds. I'm a big fan of chia seeds. Flax is good too, but they give you some good essential fatty acids and some very good fiber. So fiber is really important, and if you're on a gluten-free diet, chances are you may be lacking in fiber. Because you're usually not eating as many grains, and processed gluten-free food contains very little fiber, typically. Depends on the item. Okay, to that I'm going to add some pumpkin. This is a 1/4 cup. I'm not sure I'm gonna add quite that much. Probably 3 tablespoons. I'm also going to add some water. This is about 1 cup of water. I don't like my oats super liquidy. I usually add a little bit of soy milk or something after, because again, I'm dairy free. Vanilla. I'm gonna add a drop of this pumpkin pie spice extract. This is by McCormick. This is by Simply Organic. So those are my gluten-free extracts that I use. It's like 2 drops. And some cinnamon, because I really like cinnamon. So I'm gonna throw this in the microwave for like 3 minutes or so. And I'll see you again when it's done. So my oatmeal just came out. As you can see, it's like super thick. So probably could have used a little bit more water, but that's all right because I was going to add some soy milk to it anyways. All right, so to this, I'm gonna add just about 1/2 teaspoon of brown sugar, not a lot. If it was my husband, he would add a lot more. And then I'm gonna add a drizzle of maple syrup. This is 100% maple syrup. If you use breakfast syrup or something, some of those aren't gluten-free, but 100% maple syrup is always gluten-free. I'm gonna add some milk on top and stir it up. And this looks really good. My husband just got home from taking the kids. He will probably come in and want to steal my oatmeal because he loves all things pumpkin. And he'll probably eat a second breakfast. He usually does on the days he takes kids to school. So we'll see how it is. The dog heard you. And this is really good. I would recommend it. I made pumpkin oatmeal and it's mine.
Is it good?
It is good. Are you stealing it?
I don't know.
I can make you some if you want it.
Sure.
So my husband wanted some, so I'm making him some. I'm literally doing everything the same, except I'm making him a little bit more. And I'm adding some egg whites to his. He's looking at me weird, but he needs more protein than I do, and this is a really great way to just add a little bit of extra protein. So I'm just adding a couple tablespoons in. These are pasteurized, and even if they weren't, they would fully cook in the microwave. So this adds not a ton of protein, just about 5 grams of protein, but I'm gonna stir that in for him and add that to his oatmeal, and everything else is gonna be the same. But he'll probably put more maple syrup on his. All right, so I just got back from going on a coffee walk with my friend Sam, who's also a dietitian. That's when we get iced coffee and go on a walk. So I'm super hungry, so I'm gonna make myself a really quick lunch before I have to get the kids off the bus. I have some rice all prepared, and I'm just gonna make a really quick stir fry to go with it. So I have some stir-fried mixed veggies, frozen mixed veggies, as well as some frozen edamame for a little bit more protein. So in the pan, I'm just gonna add a little bit of water because I have really good nonstick pans. And I'm just gonna toss these in, and it'll only take about 5 minutes to cook up. So this will be a really quick meal. This will probably last me, this will probably be my lunch for tomorrow too. So I'll make this and I'll save half of it for later. Okay, so while that cooks up, I'm going to make a super quick sauce just to drizzle on top. And in this, I'm going to use some tamari, which is a gluten-free alternative for soy sauce, a little bit of rice vinegar, some lime juice, some maple syrup, and garlic powder. And I really just dump it all in and estimate it, and that's what'll go on top. Sometimes when I feel like it, I'll add a little bit of like crushed red pepper to it if I want it to be a little bit spicier, but today I'm just gonna have it like this. And this is cooking up pretty quick, so it'll probably be done really soon. And I can show you what it all looks like all together. Vegetables are done cooking, and I have my rice that I heated up here. This is a really great way to use up leftover rice. So I'm just gonna spoon about half of this right on top. The rest of this I'm gonna take off the heat and let it cool. I'll save it for tomorrow probably. And then I have my sauce here, and I'm just gonna drizzle probably about half of it on there. Maybe all of it. Perfect. It looks like this. Nothing super fancy, but it only took 5 minutes, so it works. So we are running out to dance really quick, and I ate a banana really quick before hopping in the car, so that I have just a little something to get me through until I get home and I can make dinner. So my girls and I just got home from dance. Tyler is out for most of the night tonight. He'll get leftovers when he comes home, but the kids and I are really hungry. So I'm gonna make a cheesy broccoli soup type thing. It'll be dairy free. The rest of my family will add shredded cheese on top of theirs. This comes together in like 10-15 minutes. This is what we're gonna do. Before I went to dance, I chopped up 6 potatoes, and so I'm gonna go ahead and toss them in. I have them in their containers. So it's a lot of potato. And then I have frozen broccoli. That noise is my dog being crazy. If anybody else can relate, here we go. Crazy dog, crazy kids. So that's what I've got. We're gonna add about 6 cups of water. I'm using water instead of broth. But basically I want it to have a good amount of water. But I don't want it to have too much water either. We're gonna do about 4 cups, and I'll cover it so that way the broccoli on top can steam. It's not completely covering the potatoes and broccoli, but it's covering the potatoes. We're gonna add onion powder. I would say that's like half a tablespoon, and same with garlic powder. Normally I'd add salt, but to this I'm adding this gluten-free bouillon. So 1 cube of that, 2 cubes, because half a cube per cup. So I'll add 2 cubes of that, and that'll add a little more flavor too. Just make sure that goes down into the water. And I'm gonna cook this, heat it up till it's boiling and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. And that's pretty much it. I will add, once it's cooked, I will add some nutritional yeast, probably a 1/4 cup or so. And then I will take out 2 or 3 cups and blend it. So I'll show you when I do that too. Be really careful when you blend hot things. I may just stick my stick blender in it. I haven't decided. I'll probably take it out and use the blender. When you blend things, just make sure the lid is not tight. I always throw a towel over the top instead of my lid. But yeah, so I'll show you guys that when it's ready. So the soup is all done. I ended up blending 2 batches because I just knew my family would want it creamier and they wouldn't want the big chunks of broccoli. So I topped mine with just a little bit more nutritional yeast for some more cheesy-ish flavor. But like I said, my family's going to have theirs topped with real cheese since they can eat it. Along with this, to make it a full meal, I'm also gonna have a side salad. We don't really need salad, but I try to incorporate foods my kids like, and they really do like salad. So we'll each have a little salad, and the dressing will add a little more fat to round it out, right? And we'll also have bread along with it. Right now we have the Canyon Bakehouse 7 grain, which I really like because it tends to have just a little more of the whole grains in it. Although the fiber's not that high, but it still has more whole grains than some of the other options. So I'll have a slice of this with it. But yeah, that's what's for dinner. So before I close out this What I Eat in a Day video, I just wanted to open up my box from Thrive Market. We love Thrive Market. We use them all the time. It's an awesome specialty retailer. They have all kinds of specialty food and at really great prices. So this whole box is all gluten-free food. I'm gonna show you what I got, and I had to unbox it today because my oldest daughter's birthday's tomorrow and she's bringing cupcakes to school, and one of the things we ordered from Thrive Market are these gluten-free, vegan, natural coloring sprinkles. These are ones that we feel really safe using. They're third-party lab tested and confirmed to be gluten-free. So this brand by Color Kitchen is one of the ones that we like. They have food dyes and other things as well for baking. The cake mix that we use to make those cupcakes is this King Arthur's classic yellow mix. You can make this dairy-free. So she has some kids in her class. Like I said earlier in the video, my kids are not gluten-free. She does have some kids in her class that are gluten-free and some that are dairy-free. So we made gluten-free, dairy-free cupcakes using these, and we're gonna use those sprinkles on them. And so they'll like those. So I stocked up and got a couple more boxes of this cake mix so that we had it in stock for her birthday party later this month. Some other things we grabbed from Thrive Market, we usually stock up on mac and cheese. They have pretty good prices on gluten-free mac and cheese. This is a staple in our house. They also have dairy-free, gluten-free mac and cheese. And I know that that can be hard to find places, but they have it at Thrive Market. And I'm gonna save these and not put them in my pantry. I'm gonna hide them for my family because I'm gonna do a video in a couple weeks with these. So there's a teaser. Other things I got in this order. I got these Mary's gone. Cookies, they're graham style honey grahams. I also got the Simple Mills Sweet Thins Honey Cinnamon. Both of these, never tried them, but both are kind of like graham crackers, but I think smaller, more like bite-sized. We're gonna do a graham cracker taste testing in a couple weeks. So these will come back in one of my other videos. Things that we just got for home. We always in a Thrive Market box have some type of Lotus Foods pasta. These are the soba noodles. Soba noodles are typically not gluten-free. They're usually made with wheat. These are made with buckwheat and brown rice. So these are things that we're holding on to for some quick and easy meals. We also got Lundberg's rice, the specific kind to make risotto. I make risottos a lot. I have a couple recipes on my site for risotto. I find it really easy to make and a really great gluten-free option. We also got some sun butter. So this is really great for school, especially if you have a peanut-free classroom. We like this kind, and I use this in some of the recipes on my site too. The last thing that I ordered is this vegan yogurt starter because I don't know, like I said, I have to do dairy free and I'm not a huge fan of the dairy free yogurts that I find in store. Some of them taste really good, but I don't like all the other stuff that's in it. So I bought this yogurt starter. I'm gonna try to make yogurt. We'll see how it goes. Whenever you order a Thrive Market box, you typically get freebies, and I got 2 freebies in this box. And this is one of the things that I think is super fun about Thrive Market because it's a great way to try new things. The first thing we got as a free treat are these Karma toasted coconut roasted cashews. So that's a fun snack. I'm excited to try those. And those are gluten-free, kosher, and vegan. And the other thing we got are these Partake chocolate chip cookie mini crunchy cookies in little bags. So my husband doesn't know these are here, but once he finds out, he's gonna be really excited because these will be great for just grabbing and going. I think there's 10 in the package. So that was my Thrive Market box for this month. I'll probably have another one next month, but all that to say, if you've never tried Thrive Market, I think Thrive Market is awesome. You should definitely try it if you haven't tried it before, or at least look and see if they have things that you'd be interested in. If you've never tried it, you can use the link in the video description and you can get 30% off your first order as well as some free gifts for using that link. So that's pretty much the day. I'm gonna help my daughter frost cupcakes. And if anything, I hope that this video showed you that eating gluten-free could consist of a wide variety of foods. It does not have to take a lot of work. It does not need to take a lot of prep. You can totally eat gluten-free without the stress. So I hope that this video just encourages you, and I hope that you have an awesome time on your gluten-free journey.